Hello everybody, it's Monday night again. It's Lyndon speaking. You're very welcome. Tonight we have Mark Pellink. I always have to ask you what part of the world you're in, Mark. It's Switzerland or Belgium?
Well, now it is Switzerland.
You're in
Yeah.
you're in Switzerland. Okay, so beepers out there, if anybody can hear the sound of Mark's voice and Lyndon's voice, if you can just do a quick sound check for us. Somebody type in like yes, you heard Mark, and yes, you heard Lyndon. If there you go, Ian Parker. Somebody beat you this week. Okay, normally Ian Parker's usually the first one past the post. And thank you, Gordon, from Bahrain. Okay, I'll be speaking to you later on tonight. Just let me put the webinar in the can after this. Right, so we've got a very busy time in administration with Beep. Quite a few things that I really can't talk to you about because they're commercially sensitive. But I've been very busy behind the scenes. I will tell you one little thing about it because it does impact on things that are happening this week. One of the big four accountancy firms of the world, a guy that headed up a whole country for about 10 years, has approached Beep about an investment profile. And he's given me, long story short, about 6 weeks homework to go and do before we make this presentation to them. Because what I want to do with those guys, if they want to invest in Beep, it means we can bring the Beep shopping list to life an awful lot quicker. It's no secret that I want to open an office up in Belgium. It's no secret that I want to support that part of the world, but Belgium's a great place to be because this has a lot of European speakers in there. If I want to support Germany, I can do it from the Belgium office. If I want to support Holland, we can do it from there. I want to open up a separate French office in the south of France. There's a particular city we've targeted for that. And open up an office in Spain. All these things cost money. A pretty high-ranking investor has approached us and given Lyndon about 6 weeks' work. He says, look, if you're going to go and do this, you need to present it in such a format. And that has made me really busy. And one of the guys I can see on the call, you've approached me about a commercial director of one of Germany's biggest Bundesliga football clubs, wants to talk to Beep. And I know you've been very patient in waiting for me to get a presentation for you. The good news for you, Benedict, in Germany, listening to this, is that 90% of the presentation that I'm making for these investors will be the content of the commercial director of that Bundesliga football club that he wants to have a look at. So, and once that's made, if you've got any commercial directors of football clubs, that's anybody listening to this that wants to have a look at Beep, then you're going to have a very objective video made that these investors have given to me and said, look, make this presentation in this certain format. So that is pretty much what I've been doing, and that's pretty much why we've got a restricted webinar schedule, because I am all over the place for the next 4 to 6 weeks at least. So don't forget, the next webinar after tonight will be on the 27th of April, so don't come next week. There'll be one on the 27th of April. And then another 2 weeks after that, there'll be a webinar on the 11th. I won't be at my desk, but I should be able to get to a remote location and provide you with a webinar on the 11th of May. And hopefully after the 11th of May, we should get back to a weekly schedule. So all those things are coming, and certain leaders are being invited in this week to a private call that we're going to have with the social engagement platform that I talked to you about. That contract has been signed now. That's all good, all done. And we're going to take out some test cases, of which, Mark, on the call, you've got a couple to take out for a spin. Social engagement platforms, and those of you wondering what a social engagement platform is, well, Beep will have its own social engagement platform where instead of having Beep Holland, Beep Portugal, Beep wherever, and the Beep which is the official page. We'll have one place to go where we can socially interact, and that will be a good storage place for all these webinars and information and sales techniques that we pass across to you. So an awful lot going on, although you may not see it on the surface. Beneath the surface there is a huge amount of activity happening around the world of Beep, and no small part by what Mark is talking to. Mark is focused on EPOS providers as well as being in the trenches for selling to the normal shops. And some of the EPOS providers you are talking to us about, Mark, are truly stunning. So we're getting close to some really big things. And what Mark has done, the reason I brought Mark on the call this week, and I'll hand you over to Mark in a minute, is Mark has he's actually got a sales team that he's putting together with his colleague. It would be fair to say Gunter's had a big part of this in Barcelona. And but what they've done, Mark has done, is he's put together a series of questions or objections that shopkeepers throw at him, and he's making sure that his sales team are correctly trained up, so when they go in they don't get thrown out by questions. And Mark gave me this week, about 15 questions, and I thought this is pretty good, and what really good training here. So what we're going to do is for the next 3 weeks, we're going to take 5 of Mark's questions and deliver these questions to you and give Mark's answers, and give you the next 5 on the 27th and the next 5 on the 11th. And that what we could do then, Mark, is because I know you're a sound engineer, we could actually put that into a combined webinar, and we could stick that on the new Beep social engagement platform. For everybody to listen to, if you don't mind, Mark. If that
yeah, good idea. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Okay, so I don't know if you want to start off with the general tips, or go into 5 questions, and I'll just sit back and listen if that's all right with you, Mark.
Yeah, of course, no problem at all. Feel free also to comment, of course, no problem at all. Good evening, everyone. Now I'm in Switzerland, actually, yes, and I'm constantly traveling between Switzerland and Belgium and also in France. I've been talking a lot with my people, and also with let's say professional salespeople who sold something totally different before, and I was there myself with store owners, and because I wanted to test it for myself also. Why are they being so negative on some things, and if they are, then how should I react to them in order for them to understand that we are not there to harm them but to help them, you know. So together with my team, with Hugo, I think is also on the call. It's a very intelligent man. He together with him we thought a lot about these things, and we came up with a few general tips that I want to give to all of you, and probably there are already many things that you know, and maybe there are things that are new to you, then good, right? There are like 7 general tips I would like to give to you that we tested out and which are really making a difference. And the first tip that I can give you is when you have an objection from a shopkeeper, and there are a lot, believe me, it's normal also, it's new to them, of course, then the last thing you want to do is try to convince that man that he was wrong, or that Beep is much better than his product or whatever. You will get into negativity and you will get never out of it. But if you, at that moment, ask him a question, first of all, he will not expect a question from you at that moment. He thinks probably that you're going to defend yourself, but no, you just ask him the right question, and that's what I'm going to do later on with the 5 questions that I'm going to show to you. So the meaning is that he has to come to that conclusion himself, to the conclusion that his objection actually was wrong. It was not okay. It was not a real objection. You know. So don't sell in general. That's something that I want to give to all of you. Don't sell, explain Beep, but don't sell Beep, because once the shop owner knows that you are, or thinks or feels that you are selling him something, he won't be really interested. He will just say, oh, it's another guy who's what is he going to sell me again? But if you ask questions, then you have a real conversation with him. It's totally different. And I can tell you, later on I will tell you how we tested it and how it worked. Once, again, you are convinced of Beep, of course, you are convinced that your product is going to help him. If you are really convinced of that, then you don't have to sell. Then you just explain how it works, and that's it, in a very calm way. Never interrupt him. That's the third point I want to say to you. Never, never do that. I watched people in my team sometimes interrupting the people, so shop owners. Of course, when you do that, you literally block his mind. You shut him up. So that's the last thing you want to do. Even if he's negative, even if he's telling you things about Beep that are totally not right, don't interrupt him. Let him go until the very end, until he's finished with his talk. When he's completely finished, then ask him a question instead of trying to explain it to him again. The fourth tip that I want to give you is never promise anything you cannot deliver. So don't tell those shop owners, we are going to send you clients, because it's not true. You cannot deliver that. You cannot guarantee. Are we going to do it? Of course we are going to do it with the help of clubs and sports clubs and everything, but don't say anything that you cannot deliver. What we will do for him is make him visible. So if you say, we will make you visible, sir, for him, and we will give all those clients a reason why to come to your store, and it will also depend on you, what he's going to do with this promotion and blah, blah, blah. But it's not sending clients. We will send clients, yes, but you don't say that. It's something that he has to see later on, right? Explain Beep rather in 15 minutes than 2 hours is the fifth tip that I want to give you. I was there with the French fries with Hugo together. The man he saw the video of Beep because we passed there just the night before, but he didn't have time, of course, like always. The shop owners, they don't have time. So come back tomorrow, please. Okay, we came back then, and in 15 minutes I explained Beep to that person, and constantly he was trying to convince me why he should not do it. That's what he was, totally, the whole 15 minutes. And Hugo is can verify it, or he was there next to me, and the only thing I did was I asked him a few questions. That's the only thing I did. Now, the result of that was that he just could not do anything else than telling to me, actually, yeah, that's not the way I thought about it, and actually, yeah, you're right. Right, yeah, you're right. And it was finished. It was not looking for a next objection, which is very important. And of course, you have to understand that for him, Beep is totally new. There's a lot of information. That's why rather explain it in 15 minutes, only the basics. Just make sure he has understood the basic concept. And that's it. If you go into 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, you can be sure that he's not concentrated at all anymore, and he will tell you, my God, this is complicated. Oh, that's the result. If you go in 15 minutes, he thinks, oh, it's as simple as that. Promotion, and that's it. And everybody sees it. All right, all right, okay, that's it. All right, simple. It's all about sixth tip. It's all about giving the shopkeeper an answer that will satisfy him, so he won't immediately search for another objection, which is doing quite a lot of times. It's always searching for something else. But if you give him an answer that suits him, where he says like, okay, there, you got it. Each time you do that, you will trust his confidence, right? And finally, he will understand that you're there to help him and not to sell him anything, but really to help him. The seventh tip, the last tip that I want to give you, all of you out there, when you go and see shops, let them know exactly who you are. which means that you know how it goes in real life. They have like, I don't know how many salesmen who pass in 1 week, and the salesman is gone, the contract is signed, they paid, and what then? What's next? You know, with Beep it's different. You tell him, I am the person who's going to help you to set up the system together. What did you think? you don't think that you're going to do it on your own? Of course not. No, I'm going to help you with clients. I'm going to talk to your clients. I'm going to explain you a little bit how it works, what is Beep, what is new, and everything else, until you have a constant smile on your face and you tell me, okay, Mark, now I can do it on my own. I understood it. That's very important. He has to know that you are not there to sell him something and then run away from it. These are my 7 tips. Maybe Lyndon, you can add something. I don't know.
No, I think that's fantastic. I mean, because we did a quite comprehensive training before when I did a tour, when we did a whole day's training. But that's absolutely fantastic. That summarised it really well, Mark. Thank you. So, do you want me to pretend to be the shopkeeper and ask you these questions that you gave me, and then you can be the salesperson answering back?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because one thing I'd like to repeat, if you didn't hear that the first time out. Oh, by the way, there was a question from Patrick in France saying, "Can we have a French translation?" Yes, yes, it's great because Mark, you can speak fluent French, so you can switch into French if you like, but nobody else will understand you. But just for Patrick's benefit, we can't verify this just yet, but part of the social engagement platform, the videos that we put up for you, they will be in English, but there is software that should be able to instantly translate and put subtitles underneath each video that we produce. So, Patrick, we're looking at a software that is part of the functionality of social engagement platforms. So, all of you will be able to see this social engagement platform by, let's say, the middle of May to the end of May. You'll all be going to Beep's own social engagement platform. You'll see it on BeepXtra.com. There'll be a little link there. You can click and go to the social page of Beep. And in there, you'll see all the information that's official from Beep, and people will be able to ask questions, and the answers will come back as well. And on the social engagement platform, there'll be all kinds of little things, videos and information available there. Now, what the providers have told me is there is a possibility that the videos can be instantly translated into many languages, which, Patrick, I really sincerely hope that's true for you guys in France, because we can take the videos and then you won't have to ask if this is available in French. Anything we put up there will be able to be to put out there in multi-languages straight away. So just have a look at that, and thanks for your patience in waiting in the meantime. Okay, so let's just Patrick, while away, if you can just put in what part of France you are, because one of the target cities that we're looking at to open the office when it comes in France will be, I think it's Toulouse in the southwest of France. Is where we're looking, and I'll explain to you when it's open why we chose that city instead of the obvious choice of Paris or one of the really big cities of France. Okay, so right, I am now a shopkeeper, and in comes Mark talking to me about Beep, and I say to Mark, I say, look, a lot of people are passing here. The clients come in anyway, and I don't need anything special to attract these clients. So why do I need Beep?
Yeah, well, exactly. I can see that totally right. You are very well situated, isn't it? I mean, everybody is passing there. But what would you think now if clients that visit your store once a month? What if they would come in twice or even 3 times a month? What do you think of that?
And then you actually notice now, everybody, that Mark's asked me a question, okay, and he's not saying anything else because he doesn't feel the need to keep talking, okay. And he said what we say is quite blunt actually, but we say shut your mouth and let them think. Yeah, and that's a really important thing, because we're saying, look, can you just repeat, Mark, again what you just said? What if they come in, what if twice or even 3 times a month? Can you repeat that?
Yeah, so what if your clients that visit your store once a month would come in twice or even 3 times a month? Would you like that?
Yeah. Now he's now being quiet, and I'm going to just sit and look at him and go, well, yes, of course I'd like it if people came in. That would be nice indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you think if those clients over there, you see them passing by your store there, you see them there in front of the window there, they are just passing by. What do you think if they would come into your store? Would you like that?
Yes, of course I would.
Well, that's exactly what Beep does. Beep has tons of tools, so these clients will be interested to visit your store and not just pass by. Or even they will be interested, the clients who are already into your store, Beep have tons of tools to tell them, go back again there, because there is again something interesting happening there in the store, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
So that's exactly how it goes. I was testing it with Hugo, and the guy you could literally see him thinking. You can watch him thinking. And if you have the guts to shut up and don't say any word until he replies, then every time you have a good discussion, it's in a positive way. So something negative from his side, you put immediately into something positive, because you're by making him think, not you, him. He has to think.
That is a standard in sales. They say you make your point and then shut up. And if you can't shut up, just count to 5 in your head. Okay, and it's an awful long time when you're counting to 5 in your head. And they say in sales, when you do that, is he or she who speaks first loses. Okay, so there is a time that you actually say your question, and also it's a good test to see that the shopkeeper's actually paying attention to you as well, because you've asked them a question, and to make sure that they understand it, give them a chance to think and give you an answer. Right, the next question then. 340 euros. Goodness me. I mean, someone can say 199 British pounds. Okay, 340 euros. That's expensive. And then an invoice on top every month. So
okay, well, suppose that I would give you now 340 euros into your hands, now in cash. I have them here. And I would ask you, how many weeks would you be able to do publicity with those 340 euros in order to reach thousands of clients by showing them every week your special promotion? So what I mean is a different one, not every week the same. Every week a different promotion. What do you think? 1 week, 2 weeks, 3?
It wouldn't last long. Yeah.
How much?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay. Okay, let's say 3, all right? Let's say 3 weeks. Let's say about 100 euros a week, okay? That's exactly the amount of money that you will pay only once when you join Beep. Only once, and for the rest of your life you will get weekly free advertisement. What do you think of that?
Well, that's better.
Yeah, and there is no monthly or annual fee, because that it's not like, okay, you pay once and then we're going to ask you a small fee every month. No, there is nothing else. It's no monthly or annual fee. And what is good about it is the fact that your promotion is not only reaching your own clients, but all card or app holders, whatever it will be. What do you think of that?
Well, yeah, obviously, if it reaches more people.
Exactly.
But what about the invoice?
Now, the invoice is something that let me put it this way: when you give today a discount to your customers, can you get it back somehow?
No. So
you agree with me that the money is gone because you didn't get it in the first place, right?
Correct. It's gone. Discount is gone.
Exactly. So with this invoice now, what will happen is the following: you give a discount to your people. And what happens is that those clients, they come back to you from wherever shop it is, they come back to you and they pay with their card, which means literally that they are spending again the discount that you gave away.
That's right,
So,
yeah. The money you gave as discount comes back to you.
Exactly, yeah. Which means that if you are a hard-working Beep shop and you distribute loads of cards, then it can even be work in reverse, which means that you gave away a lot of discounts to your people, but suddenly a lot of people are paying you with their cards, then it can be even more than you gave away.
That's right.
In that case, people pay you. I mean, can you imagine a company that pays you for making publicity?
That's right. I see.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Very powerful, Mark. Well done for putting this together. So your third question that you gave me is, let me have a look at your question here. Okay. I give already 10% discount on my menus. I can't give any more. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's already a part of the thing that I just replied, actually. So when a shopkeeper is saying that I'm already giving those 10%, I can't give you more to my clients, I don't have the margin, then you just ask him, okay, the 10% you give away today, it's lost. You know, can you ever redeem or recoup the money? No, you can't.
It's gone.
So and that's what will happen. You will redeem a part or even the whole 10% or even more than the 10%.
So how about we try this, the fourth one? I like the fourth question you've got here. I never give discounts. Why should I give discounts to people that are in my store anyway? It's a pure loss, isn't it?
First of all, the first situation, the first answer I gave there, when I could say exactly the same here, you know, when people, when you don't give discounts, okay, to your people, say that if you would give a discount and people who are already in your store would not visit your store once a month but twice or 3 times a month, thanks to that discount, would you think differently about it than you think?
Of course. Now they're coming in more often.
Of course, yeah. And there is another thing. If Beep would increase your total income, like I just explained you now, and you would only pay after a client found you and bought something in your shop thanks to the Beep system, would you still think the same about giving a discount that you can afford and that you decide upon how much and on which product?
Yeah, of course, I would think about it then. Yes, I would.
And €1,000 extra income with Beep, it's something important here. This last thing, if I may, it's a very important thing to understand. When we talk to a shop owner about 2.75%, there is something negative in that for him. Why? Because he's comparing these 2.75% with the wrong things, like the percentages that credit card holders are asking and everything. It has nothing to do with Beep, because for these 2.75, he's getting a lot back. So the way I told it to the shop owner, and it was totally different. I didn't say 2.75. I just said to him, yeah, you know what? If Beep brings you €1,000 extra income, and extra income, I'm only talking about products, discounted products, you know, products that you put yourself into promotion. It's not your total revenue. It's €1,000 of extra income on discounted products. Beep is asking €27.5 cost. Do you think that's a lot?
No, obviously it's not. For €1,000 extra income, 27 euros 50 cents is nothing.
It's ridiculously low. I agree, and that's something that is exactly the same as 2.75%. But you have to see what you get back for that.
That's fantastic. Last question for tonight, Mark, is a client can be registered only once. So soon it'll be a war out there amongst the stores to sign up the clients. I'm not going to get into that kind of a situation, am I?
No, it will never happen. I'm actually glad that you mentioned this point, because it's exactly one of the unique points of the Beep system. It's namely the fact whether it's you or another shop owner who distributes a card. The beauty of Beep is the fact that everybody always wins. Let's say that another shop owner, your neighbor shopkeeper, he's registering a client. Do you realize that once he's doing that your promotion will also reach that client? he will also reach his client, and his client can find you because you did a nice promotion to get him into your shop. What do you think of that? You know, so the advantage also of registering a client yourself is the fact that you can communicate with him twice a month, and that's also for free.
So right? I can communicate with my own clients then, yes?
Totally right. With your own clients, you can communicate twice a month extra. And your promotion, be careful, because there is a difference between the promotion you are making and this communication, what I'm talking about. Communicate with your own clients twice a month is you communicate personally with them. The promotion that you make every week, it's Beep who is sending it out to all the clients, also the clients of your neighbor shopkeeper.
And that's free, is it?
That's also free, right? Can you just a last question for you, sir? Can you imagine how much money it would cost you to reach all of those clients from other shop owners? Can you imagine how much?
It would be a lot. Yeah. Any database information is expensive. Yes, it would cost a fortune.
So think of €1,000 and 27.5 euro for Beep. Then you know how ridiculously low that amount of money is.
Okay, Mark, I think that's fantastic. I've just seen the time, and we've just gone past the half-hour mark, and we discussed. You've got 15 questions there, so I think splitting this up into 3 is a very good idea. So, Mark, if you don't mind coming back on the not next week, on the 27th of April. And
yes, I will.
We can go through questions 6 to 10.
Right.
And then on the 11th of May we'll do 11 to 15, and then what we'll do is we'll knock the rough edges off it, and we'll make this into a really great presentation and stick that on Beep's new social engagement platform. So
fantastic,
that's absolutely brilliant. Okay, well, Beepers out there, I hope you got quite a bit out of what Mark is teaching his sales team. And once again, Mark, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to come on here tonight.
It was my pleasure.
And thank you all out there for attending from all over the world. I'll just give you a quick idea before we go. People here from Germany, from Ireland, from the United Kingdom, Canada, Bahrain, Latvia, did I say Israel? France, Netherlands, Portugal. Okay, we're very well attended from all over the world tonight. We'll put it out on the website sometime tomorrow for those of your people in your team that couldn't make it to the live call. So just remember, if anybody wants to be kept updated, to keep sending them to the live webinar archive. So all of you guys, have a good night. Thank you, Mark, and we'll speak soon. I'm going to close the webinar down now and see you on the 27th.
Good evening.
Bye-bye for now, guys. Bye-bye.